this one time in real estate. What do you got for us today?
Okay, so this is the month of September, and it is Realtor Safety Month, and obviously critically important to speak to that and tell our agents about that and just keep that top of mind. And I was thinking about it because on our Maris we get updates, and so that popped up and was just talking about one of their classes, I guess, that they have on realtor safety. And I had a story that, because I think it's so easy to see something in the news or read a story and be like, oh, that'll never happen to me. And that's a dangerous thought to have. And so I wanted to share this and then just talk about how it's just so, just everything is just like the slightest little thing can make such a difference, and you just have to be aware. And so anyway, back in the day when I sold cars, I was hungry, and there's a lot of agents out there that are hungry too, and I wanted to sell this Mustang really bad. And there was a gentleman that came in. He looked completely normal, and he wanted to test drive this Mustang. I used to be a lot shark, so I would always be outside waiting for people to drive up. So so I could be the first one, because it was whoever was there was able to receive the up, as they called it. So I was the first one to him. And back in the day, the process would be that we went on the test drive with the client, similar to how we would go into a home with a new potential buyer as an agent. And so I quickly photocopy their driver's license. That was a protocol, was that you took a copy of their driver's license, and typically I guess you would take a copy of their insurance, and then you did the ride along, because there was really critical conversations that you had during the test drive, and then there was some stuff you said at the end to kind of do the soft close. So I ran into my manager, gave him the copy of the driver's license, hopped in the car, took off, and immediately, within probably 2 minutes of being in the car, it got really uncomfortable, and I was stuck. There was no way, he was just I'm not bringing you back. And I was thinking he was joking at first, and then he took a really weird, we have a very specific route we take, and he refused to take it. And then he grabbed my leg, and then I was like, how do I jump out of this car and roll? It was terrifying. Anyway, needless to say, finally he returned me to the car dealer, and I went to my manager's office and was like, I will never do that again. But it was horrifying for me, and it just went to show, you don't put yourself in situations like that. And obviously I learned my lesson, and we did things differently moving forward, but things can be even more delicate in a situation where you go into a house with a stranger. I mean, it's just, so you just have to be very careful, and I think there's things you can do, there's apps you can use, and it's just a conversation that's really important to have with your broker or your team leader or other agents on the team to establish protocol, your spouse, very important, or significant other. So anyway, I just think it's important.
Oh, I think, I didn't know where you were going with that, but I think it's an amazingly important, it's probably one of the most important podcasts we've done.
Yeah.
Also, my heart's never beaten, because I haven't heard that.
I know.
But my heart's never beaten like that. Yeah, that's scary. That is so scary. And yeah, as you suggest in a house, don't get me wrong, we talk about protocols. Don't ever walk in front of somebody down the stairs, because if they push you, etc. By the way, the fact we have to talk about this in itself is very scary.
Yep.
So I appreciate it. We utilize the app Forewarn, Forewarn. You can put in their name and their city, or you put in their phone number. It cross-references a lot of different information. It cross-references their criminal record. It cross-references some of their, what kind of cars they have and other, because if they tell you they're going to be in this car,
right, yeah,
and you cross-reference and it's not one, I mean, at the end of the day, if you work with somebody that's going to take your sale over safety, you're in the wrong place. If your colleague's boss over at the car dealer would not have reacted in the way that they reacted, you're at the wrong place. Yeah. At the end of the day, it comes down to, number one, no sale ever, no money, no sale is ever worth putting yourself in a difficult position like that. And the only good thing that happened, that opened your eyes.
Exactly. Oh, completely.
Because if it didn't happen, it's very likely that almost everybody's been put in a weird, uncomfortable position, made a stupid decision or other. And the fact is, it's great because now it opens your eyes. You can have this conversation. You can talk to the agents on the team. You can talk to your kids. You can talk to people about your experience, and you have to be smart. And like, look, you're too young, but we used to pick up my parent. I remember being in my car and my dad picked up a hitchhiker. You know what a hitchhiker is?
Yeah, I know what a hitchhiker is.
But can you believe we picked up a hitchhiker and drove him like to home?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom did that back in the day one time, which was really weird. I mean, even I was little and I was like, this isn't a good idea. But yeah, no, I know. And here's the thing. I actually weirdly was talking to my kids about this in a different context before, because I said it's incredible what your body does to protect you sometimes, because you have this gut. You have a gut feeling. You usually like little hairs on the back of your neck stand out. You're like, this isn't, like, being aware of your surroundings. And so for the most part, I think that realtors can have a really great pulse on a person and potentially avoid a lot of potential safety issue because of all of the technology we have now. And but it is so interesting because people are just, when you're hungry and you just are going and you're just like, I just got to meet as many people. It's like, wait, do your due diligence, qualify them. Are they pre-approved? Like, it's tricky with a test drive because they do that all at the end. Like, I don't know if this guy is qualified when he test drives a vehicle, so that's trickier. So in our case, I think there's a lot of protocol that you can follow, that you can rely on to keep you safe and to make you make the right choices, which is really valuable.
You know, I like those commercials, and you've probably seen them, like Jeff Gordon or one of those race car drivers. They go into a car dealer as like a really old person, and then they get in the car and they drive it like a race car. That was funny. So now that you're here, you're safe. That was years ago. We can kind of just joke, or not joke about it, but talk about it. Yeah. So how close were you literally of jumping out?
I mean, pretty darn close. And it was not like, because it was a Mustang, and he was like driving, he was just, a horrible person, obviously, but he was driving fast, and it was something where I was thinking, like, what all, it's one of those points where you're like, how do I get out of this? Like, what do I do? I didn't even have my phone. Yeah. Because a lot of the time with those, you couldn't carry a purse. My phone was at my desk. So, so that's another thing. Like, thankfully now, we always typically are in a position where we have our phone. There's so many options that you can do to protect yourself now.
However, I've had a phone, but the problem was about the phone, it was dead. And I've been in a couple positions where it's not charged like it should have been. And no, I appreciate you bringing this up. It is one of the most important podcasts we'll have. Yeah. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use something like a Forewarn app. In that case, if you had the insurance, now I don't know what you all do with their license and their insurance, but certainly to let your manager know, at least they knew that, hey, you went along a ride with this individual. That at least helps. I would say the same thing you're suggesting. We have significant others that have no idea what houses we're showing. Correct. We don't have colleagues that know what houses. So that would be a good reference point, the old buddy system, to at least let somebody know. By the way, we've had agents before bring their significant other, let them sit in the car, just to make sure. Look, your blink instinct, Malcolm Gladwell wrote a book called Blink, and about 95, 96, 98% of the time your blink instinct is correct. And so when you trust your blink instinct, you're going to make a good decision. Even if it's not the correct instinct, which is a small, again, 5, 6, 7% of the time, better off safe than sorry.
Absolutely.
So I would always take that adage, but have a buddy. Yeah. Utilize technology. Tag along with somebody. Let people know where you're at. And I thank you for bringing this up.
Well, and just to close with the NAR, with everything going on, it's almost a gift that you are able to meet these people and sit down with them and go through a presentation with them ahead of a showing, because if they aren't serious about buying, they probably won't sit down with you. Although, still, you have the opportunity to vet them out and to do your due diligence about those people. So I would take that very seriously. It's an opportunity for us as agents to come from a position of strength and hold them to a formal meeting ahead of showings as not only safety, but also protocol.
Yeah, I think too many times we think we're interviewing them. Like, our goal is to be hired by them.
Yeah.
We should equally be interviewing, is this somebody? Doesn't have to be that they're scary or that they have a record,
Right.
but is this somebody that I want to spend significant time with? That when I say yes to this individual, I'm saying no to other clients, to my family, to my friends. Is this somebody that I want to work with? Are they realistic? Are they going to be a time suck? Are they going to be an energy vampire? Are they going to bring you down?
Right.
Are they going to? And that's so. When you negotiate from strength, or when you have strength,
Yep.
you're interviewing them, they're interviewing you. When you're negotiating from a weakness, you're at a disadvantage. You make desperate decisions, and most of the time, those desperate decisions don't work out like we want them to.
Exactly.
Fantastic. That's a wrap. I love it. By the way, be safe.